Hey folks, what's up? Lex here, and today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of the Trails of Cold Steel 3 Thors edition, and I want to talk a little bit about this game and about this series. I know this is kind of coming out of nowhere, but I'm doing this for a reason. I was introduced to this series this year, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I think it's maybe one of the, if not the most underrated JRPG I've ever played. Now, I've never claimed to be a big JRPG guy, so maybe that's a little overzealous, that statement, but really I just wanted to kind of come on and talk about how much I love what this series does and how funny it is that the game is really not anything special just by looking at it. But once you start playing it, you kind of start to realize just how much care is put into this game and this series and this world that they build in the Trails of Cold Steel and other series, because this goes beyond Trails of Cold Steel as well. But let's unbox this first, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the series after we're done unboxing it. So I have my knife here, and hopefully we are able to get this open without damaging the box itself. Take that off there. So this was done by NIS America. The first couple games in this series were actually published by Xseed, and then NIS took over 3 and the soon-to-be released 4. Get that off here. Now, another thing I want to kind of preface this unboxing with is that I'm only about 40 hours into the first game in the series, and I've played a little bit of another game in the series as well. But I'm still fairly new to everything, and undoubtedly there's going to be some sort of spoiler in this box, whether you realize it or not, so I am going to warn you of that. If you want to check out the series and you want to go in completely blind, then check out the series first. Each game I think is about 80 to 100 hours, just depending on what you do in it. But let's get to opening this thing here. Open that up there. Very nice material here with this box. It's very sturdy. I like the orange interior as well. Okay, so we have a couple of things to go through here. So let me unbox a couple of things. Let me put this to the side. Put this over here. Put that there. And there we go. Okay, so what you get in this box is you get the game, you get a steel book, an art book, you get you get a soundtrack, sorry, and then you get some postcards and a plushie. So we'll go through all of these one by one with more detail, more depth. First things first, you get the game here, which is just the, it's called the extracurricular edition. I actually have this already. I bought it from Amazon. It was on sale for like $40. I bought it thinking, you know, I'll purchase it even though I'm not near ready to play it, just to have. And then I fell more in love with the series as I was playing the first game, and I decided, you know what, why not just buy this edition here, because I know I'm going to enjoy it, because I really like this series so far. So I'm going to keep this sealed, actually, since I already have an open copy on my shelf. And we're going to put that to the side here. You also get this steel book here, which, let me get the light off of it there. It has the emblem of Thors Academy on it, this kind of horned lion. It says The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 3. That's the overall series name, Legend of Heroes. There's a bunch of other games in the Legend of Heroes series, and Trails of Cold Steel is its own series. that has 3 games out right now with a 4th coming very soon. You got the back here, and on the back, get rid of my thumbprints there, it's just says Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3 on the back. Very understated, and when I saw this on other unboxings, I was like, that's not one of my favorite steelbooks. But I gotta say, looking at it, and you can see it really well because I've got the sunlight coming in. Just the orange, or the fire here that goes through the grates. It's really cool. So you look inside, and you've got some more artwork on the inside here, and it was kind of hard to see, but yeah. So I don't know all these characters yet. I know some of them, but obviously there are new characters introduced in this 3rd game, so I can't call out the characters, unfortunately. You also get this cosmetic bundle here, which I have to block the code for. And it tells you how to redeem that, so I'll put that back in there. Okay, moving on, we've got the art book here, which the outside is a very nice material. It's kind of soft, but it's a hardcover book. It's got this soft covering. I don't even know what to call it. It almost feels like a rubber of some sort. Just really, really nice. You can see on the side here. The one thing about this, though, is that because of the textured cover, it's kind of some of the lettering is kind of hard to read. Not impossible, but just kind of hard to read. Open it up here. There's Reen Schwarzer, who's the main character in the series you play as. And there you have a map of the Erebonian Empire. And I have been wanting a map of the Erebonian Empire so badly, because just the way they build this world out, you want a map to see, okay, well, where's this place? Where's that place? They talk about Crossbell. Where's Crossbell? It's over here. They talk about all these different places. You want to know where everything is. Now, obviously, this is a very small map. I would like a large one to frame and hang on the wall. That would be great. There you have Reen Schwarzer. I'm not going to go through every single page, but I want to give you kind of a detailed look at some of the pages, the character profiles. It kind of gives you information here on the side, what their weapon is, age, gives you different forms. So you get the chibi form here. There's Reen with glasses on. You get an action shot of Reen. There he is in Cold Steel 2. So this is incredible. This is an incredible little art book here. And I do say little because it's smaller than most that you see, but you kind of get a good idea of just what kind of quality this all is here. And I don't want to go into too many spoilers here. It's hard to tell what's spoiler and what's not, but you can see just kind of all the different characters in this game. It's crazy how many characters are in this game. It's just spectacular. And really most of the characters are really well written, and I'll get into that in just a bit. Moving on now, we have the soundtrack, which is Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 3. I always say Trials of Cold Steel. It's Trails of Cold Steel. You've got 20 tracks on here, and let me tell you, a lot of people look at soundtracks in collector's editions and they think, I'll never play that, it's useless, but the music in this game is incredible. I found myself listening to it while doing other stuff around the house. It's very calming. Well, some of it's very calming. When you get into the action music, it's very intense. So it's just really, really well done there. So you have that if you want to play it. Obviously, some people just want to collect it and play the stuff on YouTube, and that's fine. Here we have the postcards, and I'm going to open this up because I've really been wanting these. This, believe it or not, this was actually one of the bigger draws to this collector's edition for me personally, because I saw these in other videos, and yeah, holding them, they're actually exceeding my expectations right now. The quality of this, it's very sturdy. I mean, you can hear that. It's very sturdy. The art on this is just spectacular. There's Heimdall, leaves. Just fantastic stuff. What I want to do is I actually want to get these framed and just hang them on the wall. Crossbell. That's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, so again, they're postcards. A lot of people wouldn't know what to do with postcards. You know, what are you going to do with them besides keep them in a box hidden away? I actually want to frame them up because they're so cool looking. Actually, I'll get to this in just a sec. I don't want to put the tape or the adhesive part on those. And finally, we have our last boxed item here. This is a plushie. This is Mishy. Open that up here. Kind of a mascot for Falcom. Open that up. So on the bag you have Trails of Cold Steel 3 logo. On the back, NIS America, Falcom, Symbiote Studios. And we're going to open this thing up here. Put that off to the side, and here we have Mishy. I know it's kind of overexposed. I apologize. We've got a lot of sun. Had a lot of fires and smoke here in California, so it's nice to have a clear sunny day today. But very cute little cat here. You know, this is not necessarily something for me personally, but the quality is really good. I'll probably give this to my son or something like that, or you know, have someone display it who likes cats and all that kind of stuff. So there's Mishy. All together, I'm going to cut in some shots of everything laid out as I talk about the series a little bit more and kind of go on. I know this has gone on for quite some time, but I don't put up too many videos these days. But this is a game series that I've been really passionate about. I've been on a warpath of sorts, just buying up all the collector's editions that I can. I have the Relentless edition for Trails of Cold Steel 2. I'm looking for a good price on the Decisive edition right now. I've got the 4th Games Collector's Edition pre-ordered. I'm just ready to go with this series. It's been such a joy. I've been playing the first game on my Vita, and I found that at a yard sale for extremely cheap back in last year, basically, back in August of 2019, and decided to just give it a try. One of my friends had been kind of singing its praises, but every time I looked at it, it just looked like an ordinary JRPG. I didn't see what the big deal was, and then I started playing it, and it was kind of ordinary JRPG. Still didn't see what the deal was, but something started clicking with the characters and the intrigue, and all the characters have their own uniqueness about them and their own secrets that get revealed over time. They really do spend time on all the different characters in the class. Class 7 is what it is. It's this new class they're trying out that's kind of a hybrid of all the different social classes within the country, and it's just a really, really cool way to look at a JRPG, because not only are you focusing on your character, you're invested just as much in all the other classmates that are with you. Now, obviously, there are other classmates in the school that you're not interested in because they don't do much. You know, they're just there to be there. You can't focus on every single one of them. But of the Class 7 students, they all get some light shown on them, and it's just fantastic to go through all these bonds with these characters, and when the secrets get out, how does it affect the relationships with the other students in the class? Another great thing about this series is the battle system is just so interesting. It's strategic, but at the same time there's a bit of randomness involved because it gives you buffs during certain turns, and you never know when that's going to pop up, so you kind of have to look at the timeline and see who's going to get a buff next turn, who is lining up for an attack, how can we break that. There are social links or combat links that form where you can do more damage if you hit a certain enemy with a certain weapon. It just gets to the point where combat isn't overly complicated, but it's a lot of fun to play through. I mean, the graphics in this thing are nothing to write home about, especially on the Vita, but it really just doesn't become something that you're focused on. They're good enough. But by far, my favorite thing about this series so far is just the world building. Being able to read stuff in books about the wars that have happened in the past that led up to now, the advancements in technology, the different families who hold power and social rank in this world, nobles versus commoners, and who looks down upon who, and what is the tensions that are rising up kind of mimic our own real world with just, hey, here's how it's always been, versus people who want to change the formula, people who want to see new ways to govern the country and kind of level everything out. It's so interesting as I go along and I keep playing. It never gets dull. It keeps going and keeps getting more interesting as I uncover new stuff. So yeah, like I said, I'm only about 40 hours into the first game on the Vita, and I will be unboxing the Relentless Edition and the Decisive Edition once I get that. And at that point, you know, I want to talk more about this series, because I do think this series needs attention. It's definitely one of the most underrated game series that I've stumbled upon, and it certainly has its fans. I'm not saying that nobody knows about this game, but I think a lot more need to know about this game because it's worth knowing about. And I'm glad that they were able to translate, localize the whole series in terms of Trails of Cold Steel 1 through 4, bring it over here so that we can play it. And hopefully they get those other series out there. There's Trails in the Sky. That series is out on PC, translated. That's more of a kind of a Super Mario RPG looking game. That's really fun, has a lot of lore and good characters as well. But I hope to be able to play this whole series through. But I think that's enough rambling from me. Check out Trails of Cold Steel if you haven't yet. And I just can't say enough good stuff about this series. I've never really had the passion spark in me from a game series like this to where I need to go out and I need to get all the games and stuff like that. Usually I'm able to hold myself back and say, okay, I'll play the game first, I'll beat it, then I'll get the next game. But this game I couldn't. I just have to go out and get the other stuff. So let me know if you know about Trails of Cold Steel, if you've played it, what you think about it. Let me know if you are interested in picking it up now. I want to hear more people's opinions on this game because it really looks like nothing spectacular from the outside looking in. If you go look up a video on it or a video review, it'll just look like an ordinary JRPG. But once you start to get into it, start to realize there's this whole world they've built here. It's just absolutely amazing. And this is the kind of stuff in gaming that really draws me to the hobby. So thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.